Hey everybody, welcome back. I am using a new to me shop this week. It is called Chic Blossom Prints. She's located on Etsy, and a friend of mine showed me this particular kit called Magnolia. Last I looked, it was still available if you wanted to go pick it up yourself. But here I am just laying it on the bottom washi. I went ahead and pre-cut it this week instead of cutting it on camera, just so that it was easier for myself when I went to lay it down. Everything is foiled in silver, which I thought was really nice for the first week of, or I guess the second week of March. It's a beautiful green kit, and I just kind of think March starts greenery, with St. Patty's Day and plants and everything happening. So it's a good kit to kind of fill in a week that I wasn't sure what I would use. She has an extra strip of washi with the bows, and I'm not usually a big bow person, so we're going to do something fun with this one. So at first I thought I was going to let it go across the entire page. You're going to see that is not the case, but then I just decided to cut this side down to match it. And then when I lay it down, I just didn't like the way that it looked, because those list sections are just a lot smaller width-wise than the rest of it. So I decided to go in and cut it down to where the box ended, just for continuity's sake, keeping it all cohesive on that side. So it's just going to take me a second to cut those down and try to peel them up. And I'm using the back of my hand because I do that just all the time. It's just easy to stick something there instead of trying to fumble and find my trash can, my little desk one. So, yeah, here we go. I just popped those off, and then they kind of stick really well, and I was shocked at how fast adhered to the paper, but I should have pulled out undo, but I didn't. But we'll come back to the checklists in a little bit. It was a little bit cut a little weird, so you'll see me kind of fidget with it every now and again. And one thing that I found unique to her kits is she offers 2 date covers, date covers. And so I had to figure out which one I wanted, and I thought I was going to like the script one better, but I think because of the pattern with it, I just wanted something solid. So I went ahead and went with the solid ones, and I actually pulled some Sticker Guru date circles from a kit that I didn't use their date numbers with, I guess. And I thought the font was pretty similar to the one in this date cover. So I'm just going ahead and laying it down, and luckily, because it's a really dark green, I don't have to white out the days of the week behind it on these inserts, so that made it even better. Just going to go ahead and lay those across the top. This is why I love hoarding things in my stash. You never know when something is going to come in handy and just match so perfectly. We'll do Saturday and Sunday. And she does have a this week header in it as well, so I'm going to use that on that column at the end. I love that this week is, I lost my train of thought, I'm so sorry, is leading up to the 14th. The 14th is going to be a nice Sunday. My mother and I are getting some facials, which I don't get to mark in here because I didn't schedule it till after. So it'll be a really nice mom and me day. And it's on the anniversary of the 1 year since we've lost my stepmom. So it'll be kind of nice to get to spend that anniversary with my mom, who knows how much my stepmom meant to me. So it'll be kind of cool. But this is me kind of struggling with some of these headers. So they weren't cut specifically, so I just fold it along that cut line, and I don't know if you could see what I was doing, but just folding it kind of broke that crease that just didn't fully get down with the cut line, and it worked just fine. So these ones were a little bit more tricky. So you can see me kind of like fighting with it, trying to pull these up. And I rip a little bit, and it just kind of folded. It's really just a matter of taking your time. And then I didn't want to mess with the second one and mess it up, so I just lightly scored with my X-Acto knife, which is going to become a tool I use a ton in this video. But I went ahead and laid down my habit trackers. And I didn't think I was going to use the headers to separate everything out. I don't usually, but I'm starting to really like the look that it gives. And then this week I'm going to track skincare and eye drops. Eye drops is something I try to track every week just because it's important to do them every week. But the other one tends to change, and I figured since I was going to be having a facial sometime soon, I should probably like work on keeping up with the skincare regimen that they gave me the last time I went in to see the esthetician, since I haven't really been doing that. But I'm kind of fidgeting with that bottom section like I do every single time. I wasn't sure if I was going to put in a checklist or what I was going to do, so I mostly just leave it and come back to it at a later point. And then I wanted to use one of the other boxes with, like, her full boxes. She has some that are squared, and then she has some where the corners are just like a little clipped off, so they look a little bit like octagonal, I guess, on those corners. And it's really cool. And I was going to use one, but I just decided not to fight with trying to peel it up or anything at that moment. And I like a consistent part at the top. So I went back and decided to fill in my book for my sidebar because I forgot completely to put that in. And I'm like that because the sidebar didn't have really a lot of green, I pulled in the green headers with the foil on it, as just a nice way to pull that in and complement the headers of the date covers throughout the rest of the spread. And then I'm using a Glam Planner Kisma icon. She's reading a book. I thought the gray really went well with this particular week. So, and then this kit comes with 6 bow checklists. I don't ever really use that many, especially with the size of a B6. It's just not, it's space, there's no point. And I'm also not someone who has that many things to do in a day. So I usually cut it down to 3 or 4, and I figured this week I would go ahead and just do 4. So I cut those down, and then I decided I really wanted to try and use an octagonal box. So I went in and kind of trimmed it a little, and then I'm like, I lay it down, and then I realized the corner is going to then show the corner of the column box, and I don't really like the look of that. I wanted it to kind of hide that. So I just went in and grabbed a squared off box to mark Coffee Monday. And then I used this Coffee Monsters Co. icon. It's using a yellow coffee mug. I couldn't really find anything in my stash that really stuck to the green. But then I used a Kenzie's Creation script that I have. And then there are some foiled headers, and they're patterned headers, which I love, patterned headers. And so I went ahead and decided to use those throughout the week instead of using a solid covered one, or solid colored ones. Sorry. And then I laid on the checklist. And then I've got to decide which ones I want to use. So most of these boxes are very busy, whether it be like the pattern itself or the foil. Some of them have, the moon style and then the fluorescent. And so I just needed to figure out what layout to make sure that one moon wasn't next to the other, that I was getting the the really pretty one there in the top middle, I wanted somewhere kind of central so that it was a nice balance to the rest of it. So I just kind of went through and tried to figure out where I wanted everything, and then pulled Monday's box in underneath the checklist. And then I went ahead and grabbed Tuesday's box to toss up there at the top as well. And grab my header for it. Usually I don't like when it's a pattern box and then the pattern header right below it, but this one doesn't seem to mind. And then, as you can tell, when I pulled this checklist, because it wasn't cut super like perfectly, that I just have to fold that edge, and then I end up with a mound of those tiny little strips on the back of my hand. So you're just going to watch that grow through this video. And then I was trying to decide what I wanted to use to mark yoga on Tuesday. I'm trying to get back into doing yoga. I used to do it quite a bit in 2020, and then towards the end of the year, I just lost steam, and then I really lost steam just getting into the new year. Meditating's not so bad, but actually doing a yoga set is not something I've been doing a lot of. So wanted to go ahead and mark it in so I can make myself try it again and try to get back on track. So I thought 2 days this week was good. And then I put in the checklist at the top of Wednesday. And then, as you can see, I've gone ahead and pulled the box with the square. I figured, why not put it right in the middle of the week? And it looks gorgeous. I really love the boldness of that. And then I think I'm trying to figure out what I wanted to do. And so my next step, I went ahead and tossed in Thursday's full box at the top. Being very careful because I've noticed it sticks very well. So I'm trying not to rip anything, but I needed to realign that. And then putting in the checklist right below it. Luckily, my nails were longer at this point. I was able to use them to kind of like force some of those edges off, which was nice. And then putting in yoga again for Thursday. And those are old scribblers. I think I got them in like a de-stash box that SPC was having. But they just kind of matched really well with the kit. So I pulled those in, and then the yoga scripts are from Station Stickers. They were a perfect size to kind of balance out. And I love this script. I thought it matched really well with the kit. And then I went ahead and put in a box on Friday. I don't put anything in it yet. Like I said last week, I'm not really sure what I mark on Friday, but I always like to put something in on Friday morning. And then I tossed in my checklist. I just realized, like, I run my finger down that and it laid perfectly straight, and that never happens for me. And then I put in the full box, and I just love that full box. The darkness of the actual center of it complements so well with the confetti silver foil on the top part. I love it. And then I go in on Wednesday and Friday and toss in full boxes at the end of the day. As I looked at this, I thought, wow, everything is not symmetrical to the full box I have on Monday. So I went full box Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then yoga box Tuesday, Thursday, and then it all really balances, which just really satiates my OCD need to make it look right. So really love that. And then putting in the trash can icon from the kit, and then it just felt too dark and heavy. So I go in to my icon book, I'm just kind of looking through the silver icons to see if I can find one. And I had a sticker bloom one that I was like, I might pick up, and so I went ahead and picked that up. I know she's changed her name to Vanilla Paper Co. But I had those icons, and I wanted to use them. Just adds a little pop over the top of that other one, so. And then I'm just kind of scoring the days of the week checklist so I can put it at the bottom of the extra column. I'm going to track meals again this week in hopes that it keeps us from eating out a ton. When I'm currently filming this, it's a little earlier in the month, and we have done our 2 weekends to French Lick and back, which means we've eaten out a lot and a lot of snacks. So I look forward to hopefully getting to do some cooking. Not that I'm great at it, but it's always nice to have a home-cooked meal. Oh look, I'm going to pop in that this week header that I really thought I laid earlier in the week, or earlier in the spread, but I did not, so. And then I decided at the top, I have been ordering a lot, have not been following my no spend. There were just so many really good spring kits that came out, and I just went very hard. So I knew that I was going to be getting a lot of Happy Meal coming in the next week or so, and so I decided to go ahead and mark that. And she had a Happy Meal script in the kit, and I just thought this is perfect. So I put a header down, one of the foiled ones, and then just kind of layered that over the option. And then I'm going to pop in on Saturday the checklist at the top. And I'm going to be, usually Saturdays are my cleaning day, where I like to tidy up everything, and then at the end of the day, I like to try and relax a bit. It's also an errand day, so if I need to go out in the world, I go out on Saturday. And then I wasn't sure how I wanted to mark sleeping in on Sunday, because that's usually the day I like to sleep in. But she had this cute little pillow sticker in the kit, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to use that instead of trying to pull another icon. And then this is a script from Valerie's shop, and I actually have a code for Valerie's shop, which you can get in the description below. It's perfect if it's there. I love that it's on the white backing, so it kind of just pops off on this particular sticker. So pop that in with the checklist right below it, and then I put in the full box, which is another one of those squared boxes. I guess I should say squared foil boxes. And then I went ahead and just tried to fill the space in between that full box and the checklist. I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm thinking I'm going to try and mark like moment of the weeks or something like that in one of those boxes. Sometimes just finding one thing to be grateful for the week really helps just keep your mindset happy. So I'm going to keep trying to do that. I've been doing it in a year of growth book that I have. Been trying to write like something that I'm grateful for every day. But I feel like when I look back through here, I also want to be able to see something that week that happened that was good. So I'm popping in Saturday's full box. And I did not stick to any sort of consistency in terms of laying one day at a time. I really was all over the place with this week. And then there was this kind of cool laptop sticker. It looks more like a laptop screen. You can tell there's like a little bit of a keyboard below it. And I was like, well, I'm probably going to be either using the computer for a YouTube binge on Saturday night, or I've been itching to do a new setup in my traveler's notebook. So I went ahead and pulled it, and then I was like, you know what? I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. So let me go ahead and pop in the last box that I have at the bottom of my sidebar. So I'm trying to lay it down and then crease it so it doesn't lay on top of the other stickers, and then score it and cut it out. Cost myself a lot of work with that, but it works and it looks gorgeous and balances out, and I don't have to try and fill it with something I won't use, which is the most pointless thing that I do sometimes, but I wanted to try and make it more useful. And then I found this washi strip, I guess. It's huge, so it's not technically a washi strip in the kit, but it fits perfectly behind that little laptop thing. So I put it at the bottom of Saturday so I can fill in whatever I decide to do Saturday evening. And then because all of the full boxes were gone, there were just a few boxes left. So I just moved them to another sheet so I can throw that paper away. When I carry the kit with me in the back of my inserts, it's just easy not to have one piece of paper with one sticker on it. So I try to condense as much as I can. And I'm just scoring another box. I'm going to pull in a box for planning on Sunday. Usually love to do that in the morning, so hopefully I can do that before my mom comes over. And then I thought I was going to use this box because it just looks really cool. I don't think I've ever seen a box with like a little folded down edge, but then I just could not decide how I wanted to layer it, and I just didn't want to, I guess, make a mistake with that right now. I was like, I don't really know what I'm going to do, so I'll just hold off on it. And so I went ahead and put it back. And then I needed to find a planning sticker. I wasn't sure what I wanted to use, so I went to my tried and true Paper Shire custom of myself. And then you can see my cat. I'd sent a picture. She's a tortie, so she tried to draw on some of her spots. And then my planner with it. Peep the Deathly Hollow symbol on my shirt. Love Zenny. Her Paper Shire customs are phenomenal. Loved it. And then I'm going in because I'm going to pull a flag to mark the Plan With Me that'll go live that Sunday. I try to make these go live every Sunday at 9 a.m. because I know I'm a person who plans on Sunday, and I know a lot of other people in the community do too as well. So I went ahead and did that. Sorry, I got distracted by a text message from my apartment complex. And then I'm just trying to flip through and figure out what I want to use to mark a Plan With Me live. This is all still so new to me, so I have yet to buy any like film edit upload scripts that I see everybody use. I don't have any icons that mark it or anything. I don't like buy any cameras or anything, and I use my phone to record since this was kind of just a spur of the moment. Hey, you know what? I think I'm gonna do this. So I found this CD sticker icon. That's what I pulled in for it. And then I'm trying to figure out how I want to mark the month at the top of my sidebar, because I mark that every time. And it's using the rose-colored days scripts. It's the only ones that I use as of right now. And she had this really cool zigzag washi strip thing, so I went ahead and laid it down and then put the march right at the top, so it balances really well. And I actually really like the way it looks. It kind of adds some interest there at the top. Alright, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Feel free to subscribe so you can see my next one. Have a good day. Bye.